Like, what did you do before you started doing stand-up? How did you get into stand-up? What happened? What's wrong with you?
How did I get into it? I have a panic attack about how I got into stand-up because if I didn't meet like 2 or 3 different people, like you ever think I love stand-up, but it just like show business seemed like 9 million miles away. Like I didn't realize that there was a Spaghetti Freddy's down the street with an open mic.
It was a job. Like it was like a skill that you could develop, and like there was a path you could follow.
I just thought like you had to go to L.A. Like I was living in the suburbs outside of Boston, so I was working in this warehouse, and there was this guy who I worked with, and he was into comedy the way I was, like a nerd. This is how much like comedy nerds we were. We used to go. I'd go over to his house. And before we went out, we didn't have any money, so we'd be drinking beers, and we would watch like stand-up Spotlight.
Up at home and then go out?
And then go out and try to hit on girls or whatever. And of course, it never happened because we both lived at home with our parents. But we had our dream. But we would watch like stand-up Spotlight and all that, and he would just sit there going, "Bill, we're funnier than these guys." Mm-hmm. And I'd be like, "Yeah, I know that guy sucked or whatever," and I wasn't really thinking about it. And then one night he just said, "Dude, one of these nights I'm going to take a shot at Jack and I'm going to go on stage and do it." And then all of a sudden it wasn't on TV.
Yeah.
And I just like if he never said that, I swear to God.
Really?
I swear to God, I would like to think that I would have gradually. Yeah, I was a walled off psycho, like way more so
but
now.
Your self-awareness is it's refreshing now that you see that.
I had no idea of any sort of like, what are your hopes? What are your dreams? It had just all been so beaten out of me. Or whatever. By the time I was walking around and I was just going through the motions. Yeah, I thought I was a great guy. I thought I was, like, "Hey, how are you? How's it going?" And everybody liked me and everything is great. I know how to say this is a great barbecue. I was that guy, but I had no sort of attachment to my feelings. I had no idea I was depressed. I had no idea about anything, and I was just walking. Nothing. I was this shell, and all my emotions. I don't know where they were. They were like down the street. And I swear to God, like he said that and something clicked in me. And then I was just like, and then I got into comedy, and comedy to me was going to be the thing that was going to fix, because I knew I was fucked up, but I didn't have any sort of way of figuring it out.
Right.
I was too young. I didn't know anything about myself, forget about other people. So I got into comedy because it was going to save me. It was going to be, all right, I'm going to go on stage, people are going to see I'm funny, and then everybody's going to stop fucking with me.
It's going to be awesome, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to get my way.
Girl of my dreams is going to walk up and be like, "God, you're hilarious.
Great.
Let's get married and have kids.
Let's get married and have babies. Fix all my problems." Yeah.
So basically, then what I did was I got into doing stand-up, and then all I worked on was being a comedian. And then after about 15 years, I was 15 years good being a comedian, but everything else in my life was still at the starting line. Still didn't hear the starter pistol, which is why I'm still not married. I don't have any fucking kids, because now I'm dealing with shit in my personal life that I should have dealt with when I was like 26, 27, 28. And I don't give a shit, because I would have been such a shitty father.
Right.
Back then, like
you dodged a bullet. I mean, a couple people dodged a bullet.
My kids, the poor woman that would have married me.
Oh, yeah.
And because I didn't know, I just knew, how's it going? Good. Everything's great. And then letting everything build up, and then absolute fucking, heat miser. I'd turn into rage. And this is the thing too, was I was actually would still be controlling it on a certain level, because
like the explosion wasn't even a full.
Oh, the level of rage in my house is so beyond what other people. Like, one of my brothers had one of the funniest stories. We just call each other up because we know we're fucked up. He goes, "Dude, you wouldn't believe this." He goes, "The other night, you're seeing this girl." He goes, "I was in an argument with this girl I was seeing." And he was getting into it. Going, "This is getting ridiculous." And she goes, "Stop yelling." And he goes, "This isn't yelling." And he just goes, "This is yelling." And like literally blew her fucking hair back. And, and that's the thing that we've all found annoying with these other people who aren't in our houses and in our family, was their line of what is yelling has always been annoying. I think I did a joke about that in my last special, where the amount, like 3 times a week, someone will say, "Why are you yelling?" And I'm like, "I'm not yelling. I'm just passionate about my views, and I want to say all of them until you get to talk again."
Right into your face.
Yes, that was the joke. So Yeah, and I hate it. I hate being an angry person.
Right.
I hate.
Is that something that you feel like is genetic, or is it something you learned? Obviously, this is like all your brothers.
I mean, I that you'd have to ask like a therapist. I think it's a little bit of both, but I hate that I cause tension.
Right.
I hate that my dog will sometimes just be looking at me, sort of like, "Is it going down? Is it going down?" And literally, I'm just sitting there watching like an episode of My Three Sons, and I'm wound so fucking tight. And my dog has been great for me because. That's like ridiculous, the level of love. I can't believe that there's a love beyond loving a dog. Like actually having a kid goes beyond that. Still blows my mind.
Just a few degrees past. Not maybe
Still,
like totally, but like 3 or 4 degrees more.
No, you fuck with my dog. You're taking your life in your hands. So it breaks my heart when I see it. Like, and I worked at the trainer, so I know what to do. I take it for a walk.
Yeah. To calm the dog down.
To calm it down, let it walk off the energy, and then I bring it back. And then I really work on, like, my dog is my barometer. My dog is over there chilling. I know that I'm chilling. Everything's good. That
oh my God.